Okay children, the chapter which we are starting today is light. Now light can be defined as a form of energy which gives us the sensation of sight. So it's because of light we are able to see things around us. Why? Because whenever light strikes any object, the reflection of that object falls in our eyes, with the help of which we are able to see those objects. But during the night time we won't be able to see those objects. Why? Because there is no light reflecting on that surface. That's why no reflection comes to our eyes, hence we are not able to see those things. So basically light follows the law of reflection as it is written out here. Now reflection looks something like this. So we have a diagram out here. Here you can see an incident ray which is striking a surface. So this is your plane mirror. So once this ray strikes the surface, instead of penetrating the mirror, it is reflected the other way. This is known as reflection of light. Now the ray which is coming from the source is known as the incident ray, and the ray which is reflected after striking the plane mirror is known as reflected mirror. The portion which you see out here, this is known as angle of incident, and this one is known as the angle of reflection. And an important point, the line out here, there will be an imaginary line out here. This line is known as normal. So normal is usually a line where angle of reflection and angle of incident exist, or let's say incident ray, or normal is a point where incident ray and reflected ray meet and emerge. So with this, reflection of light is completed. Now we need to see the law of reflection. Usually we have two laws of reflection. We have two laws of reflection. First one, the incident ray is always equal to the reflected ray. That means I mean to say the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal all lies in the same plane. That means if this is a plane, the incident ray, this one is the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal, they all lie in a same plane. That is one of the law. And the second one is angle of incident is always equal to angle of reflection. That means this angle is always equal to this angle. So these are two laws of reflection. Then we will be seeing regular and irregular reflection. Now reflection takes place in any surfaces. Sometimes those surface might be regular surface, and sometimes they might be irregular surface. Suppose this is an example of reflection taking in a regular surface. So I would like to draw another diagram which would show reflection in regular surface. So here is a mirror. So if this is a regular surface, as you can see, it's a straight one. So whenever a ray is dropped out here, because it is a regular surface, it will bounce back. Again another one will drop here. Since it is a regular surface, it will again reflect. Then again another one will drop. Since it is a regular surface, it will reflect. So you will be seeing that the incident ray and the reflected ray will be having if the angle of incident and angle of reflection, since it will be same, you will be seeing that the rays are regular in shape. That means those are they will be in same kind of pattern. But suppose if the surface is not regular, that means if the surface is like this, so when the reflection is taking place, suppose a ray is dropped out here, since it is irregular, so it might go out here, then again it will come here, another ray will come here, so it might go this way, and again another ray will come here, it might go this way. So this kind of reflection occurs when the surface is irregular. Now another thing which we are going to discuss is about plane mirror. So at starting I showed you reflection taking place in a plane mirror. So usually plane mirror explains us how reflection usually works. Now What is a plane mirror? A plane mirror is a smooth piece of glass with a coating of reflective material on the back. So a mirror is usually mirror is formed with the help of a glass. The normal glass which you see, it's the glass which we use in windows and all, it is formed with the same object. But how it is able to reflect is, on one side of this glass a reflecting material is applied, with the help of which we are able to see our reflection. So that creates a plane mirror. So now we will be seeing image formed by plane mirror. So that means if we are looking the image, like if we are looking a mirror, we can see the images out there. So we want to see what are the characteristics of those images. So if we see if we see in the mirror, we can see our image. So we need to see the characteristics of those image. So first of all, what do we see? Suppose we have a mirror out here, and we are standing out here. We are able to see our reflection. First thing what we need to know is the image, our image formed in the mirror, it's not real. So it's a virtual image, and it is erect. Erect means upright. Means if suppose you are waving your left hand, but in the image you will be seeing you are waving your right hand. So these are the characteristics, and the size of the image will be same. Suppose if your height is 5.5, and if you are looking in the mirror, you will be finding your height will be same as 5.5. Next one, the distance. Suppose you are standing 3 meters away from the mirror, you will be surprised to know that your image will also be 3 meters apart from the mirror. So these are the characteristics of image. Then like I said you, lateral inversion, the same thing. So if you are waving your left hand, you will be seeing your right hand. So this is what the characteristics of plane mirror looks like. Now we need to see what are some of the uses. Where can plane mirror be used? First of all, it can be used in a looking glass. So looking glass you usually see in vehicles and all. So they have a looking glass out there, with the help of which they are able to see the vehicles coming from behind. So it can be used out there. It can also be used for making kaleidoscopes and periscopes, and also as the chapter proceeds we will be studying about those kaleidoscopes and periscope. So next chapter which we are going to discuss is multi-reflection. So it's multi-reflection. So as the name suggests, multi-reflection means more than one type of reflection. So if reflection is taking more than one time, it refers to multi-reflection. So one of the best example to explain multi-reflection would be periscope. So periscope will be looking something like this. Okay, so I'll be showing you the diagram of a periscope. So this kind of thing I think you have seen